All right. What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Treehouse Brewing Company channel. You may be asking yourself, hey Nate, why the heck did you just walk into the frame like that? That was a new part of the video experience that we've never had before. Well, the answer is that our friend Michael, who we love so much, is on vacation right now doing God knows what in North Carolina. Anyways, yes, so for the next, I guess, week or so, hopefully no longer than that, you're stuck with just me, a complete lack of editing, and a complete lack of production value that hopefully I can make up for with the content. So today we are talking about a very special beer that we've been looking forward to since our trip to New Zealand in March. What am I referring to? Well, if you're so kind, pause the video, search our feed for Seize This Opportunity, and check that video out first. It will provide an immense amount of context for this video for you guys. So I want to dive right into this. I want to pour this beer right out of the gate. I don't want to mess around. Beautiful straw-colored yellow pouring into the glass with a billowing white head. Oh my goodness, doesn't that look appealing? So why is this beer so special? This beer is so special for several reasons. First of all, it came about purely by chance. When we were on our trip in New Zealand this spring, we had a planned itinerary of hop farms. And then following the conclusion of that itinerary, my wife and I had a couple of extra days of which we explored the South Island. That excursion took us well south of all the other hop farms to the tune of like 300, 400, 500 miles south of where we had been to a region near Queenstown that contains a small town called Garston. When we were on our way to the Milford Sound, we passed a hop farm and we said to ourselves, this is crazy. I didn't know that this even existed. So, we looked them up on Instagram. We were able to make a connection. They were able to allow us to see the farm. And we were blown away by what we encountered when we got there, especially by the Cascade character of the hops that they were growing there. It's super interesting because you can take the similar cultivar, Cascade, and you can grow it in a different growing region, and it will exhibit entirely different characteristics. So for this farm, in this location in Garston, New Zealand, it's highly unique. It's the southernmost hop field, I believe, in the world, if I'm quoting that correctly. It's only been growing hops, I think they're in their 7th year. I think they've been growing since 2016, and they used to be a sheep farm. But that's not to say that they don't have a tremendous amount of experience. One of the gentlemen helping them out there, I recall his name was Blaj. And Blaj grew up, I think he's a 4th generation hop farmer from Slovenia. And in having conversations with Blaj, he explained to me that the location there in Garston is similar in longitude or latitude to Slovenia, and it's a cooler, more robust growing region where the hops are placed under a greater amount of stress. And when the hops are placed under that greater amount of stress with a shorter growing window, according to Blaj, they become more expressive. And so these Cascade that are grown in that location exhibit that characteristic to a T. They don't taste like any other Cascade that you or I have ever had. They taste more like Nelson. They've got a white wine characteristic. They're super fruity and juicy and unique. And most exciting of all, the 4 boxes representing most of Garston's Cascade crop from 2023 are the first time that they've exported hops into the United States. And so not only did chance bring us in contact with Garston hops, but the team's ability to work with the team there and get them imported into the United States through cold chain management with a very, 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 very intensive FDA process to do so is just all around an impressive endeavor. So I can't encourage you guys enough to give this beer a try, appreciate the travel and insight that went into it, and hopefully get to experience something that you would not otherwise get to experience. For me, it represents the very best about craft beer, which is requiring travel and insight, and then also beer's ability to transport you to a place, A, that you've never been, or B, you wish to go back to. And for me, that's the beauty of craft beer. and this beer epitomizes that ideal of beer's magical power to bring your memory back to a place that you yearn for. You know, I tell the story a lot to the guys here at Treehouse, but one of the most memorable beers that I've ever had was my wife Lauren and I, it was like a Sunday afternoon, and we were kind of bored. We were certainly working a lot at the time, and I think we went out to lunch, and we were kind of dressed to impress, so to speak, had a button-down shirt, and we were like, this is boring. So we literally drove the 3.5 hours to Vermont, to Camel's Hump, went to the cannery for Heady Topper, bought, you know, a 4-pack, and then hiked up Camel's Hump for sunset, just dehydrated. We were ill-advised. We hadn't eaten anything. We'd been in the car for so long. And we got to the top of Camel's Hump, and we pulled out that Heady Topper. And that flavor and that experience and that moment is something that I'm transported back to every time that I have that particular beer. And for me, this beer encapsulates the journey to New Zealand. And when I drink it, smell it, and experience it, it instantly brings me back. But even more so, it gives you guys the opportunity to come along for the ride with us. So this beer is currently available. Could not be more excited to share this project with the world. I know that Andrew, Alex, and Porter, who you guys met on that journey, are equally enthusiastic about this beer. And it really represents everything that we stand for here at Treehouse. So I hope you'll have an opportunity to give it a try. I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you for bearing with me in this single take video. And we'll see you soon, hopefully with Michael back in the saddle. Take care.